be delusional to win in this world. You have to. You just gotta be. You have to be. If you go out here thinking that not being just a little bit crazy isn't needed for the world that we live in, it's gonna eat your ass alive. Play the video.
So I think that it's pretty clear that Gen Z is genuinely cooked. I think that if you have two eyes and you're able to see what's right in front of you, you'll realize that the reality of our situation is pretty garbage. Job market sucks, economy sucks, AI is taking over. There's no
AI is getting
no good right now.
I get into that later.
Living in reality,
AI is getting scary.
Very, very depressing right now. But this is what you got to understand about reality, or whatever the case may be. Living in reality is kind of dumb. I'm gonna be honest with you, and the reason why is because of this. There's a lot of people that have become realists. I'm a realist, or what.
Living in reality is kind of dumb. I want y'all to think about somebody like Ye, for example. I know he's not the most popular person no more. I understand that, right? But I grew up listening to Kanye. Look at somebody like Kanye West. Kanye West is crazy. A very crazy individual. Okay, shout out to Kanye. He is a very insane individual. Do you think Kanye West would have made it as far as he did before the whole shit that caused him to not be liked? Do you think that he would have made it that far if he just wasn't just a tiny bit crazy? Go back and look at anybody damn near who has any type of success in any way, shape, or form. Success being money, power, fame. If you think of that as, success, I personally don't think fame is success, but still.
And the thing about being a realist is that it just limits you. All it does is, if you say, I'm a realist, I'm being realistic, whatever, all you're doing is setting your expectations so low because you've been burned in the past. You're just saying, I'm going to fit in the same box that society puts me in so that I don't have to put myself out there. That's basically what you're saying. The realists are the same ones that go get
almost like Pope,
pretend like they're happy and work for 40, 50 years, and then they get their Roth IRA or whatever, their 401ks. I mean, we not getting pensions, so and then when they're 60 years old, they're gonna ball out. Yeah, I'm with the hoes. I'm 60 years old. I'm in Miami, South Beach. I'm with the hoes, and I'm 60.
I gotta understand something, man. Being a person that just wants to live a normal life, that was cool for I'd say maybe a couple decades, maybe. There has really never been a time in society where we lived like normal, average lives. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much up until modern society, there were wars. There were wars being fought over land, over religion. You had to, we can even go farther back in time than that and say we had to make sure we didn't fucking die in the middle of the night being eaten alive by a fucking cave bear or a mountain lion. You know what I'm saying? There's never really been a time up until, I'd say maybe like the 20th century, where we've been able to live normal, calm, almost pretty much boring lives. There's always been something going on. Just think about it. Think about it, bro. Think about growing up in what you would think would be something boring, a boring time, I don't know, the Wild West, you know what I mean, the late 1800s. Think about growing up during that time. Well, I can't because, I would have been a slave, but you know what I mean. You would have had to make your own fun or go out and do things. You know what I'm saying? You would have had to go out and experience things. There wasn't none of these. This shit didn't exist. Lights barely even existed. You know what I'm saying? You lived out in on a plantain. You lived out on a vast, wide open plains, and you would see people just coming by, random faces coming by you would never see again. You would sit down, listen to their stories, listen to them talk. I don't know, bro. That might sound boring to some of y'all, but you got to understand that this whole thing about living the normal, average American life, that shit really didn't, that wasn't a thing. That wasn't a thing. You know what I'm saying? Life has always been kind of crazy and always was kind of crazy up until recently.
Because happiness is not something that's logical, bruh. Feelings are not logical, bruh. Why do you think so many people struggle with dating? It's because feelings are not logical. None of this shit is logical. And people keep trying to logic their way. They keep trying. That's why there's so many fucking overthinkers. That's why Gen Z is the overthinking generation. Everybody trying to think they way through shit. Bro, just be more delusional.
I struggle with that all the time. I used to be a dumb overthinker. Oh my God. I would overthink putting something down in my room because I wouldn't know if I would wake up in the morning and not like it being there. That was bad. That was back when I was a kid though.
That's all you gotta do. Have those dreams. Have those dreams, those visions. Damn, I wanna go chase this shit. Go chase whatever, bro. Go do it. Romanticize your life. Make your life a movie. Have themes. Dive deep into your personality. Express your personality however you want to express it. Because at the end of the day, living a boring life is not something that you have to do. Everyone says, "Oh, you gotta work that 9 to 5, and you're gonna do this and do this and do this and do that." You want to live a cookie cutter life? Go ahead, keep being a realist, bro. But here's the thing: you'll never get to anywhere worth being if you're not at least a little delusional, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, the more delusional you are, the better your life is gonna be. I remember.
Before we go on with that, think about recently what happened with Elon Musk. He literally just became the first, trillionaire? Think about $1 trillion. He's more rich than like 99.89% of every single person in the whole entire country's money put together and then doubled. He's more rich than. I'm not going to say that's from him being delusional. He's done things that, done things and thought things that most people probably wouldn't have, and that got him there. I take that into consideration all the time because not him specifically, but just that mindset. I am a aspiring filmmaker. I just got finished making my second short film in 1 year. Last year did my first one. Like literally last weekend, we just wrapped up my second one. I think that I need to be crazy at times and sacrifice a lot of things that I could probably do right now, living off my parents, right? Just from taking advantage of the situation that I was put in, God or the universe or whatever put me in. I mean, bro, you know what I'm saying? That's how I am. That's what I'm doing right now. Meister Cam. Hey, Meister.
I am doing the day off. I am having a great day ever. Ain't you just the most dumb motherfucker on the planet?
Fuck out of my life. Everything I do is a movie. Nigga, I got storylines, plot lines and shit going on, bro.
Facts.
And you might think that's silly. Oh, that's silly. Whatever. But here's the thing, bro. Romanticizing your life and being delusional takes you back to how you were when you were a kid. Because when you were a kid, you had no self-limiting beliefs. You believed that you could do anything. But now
That's why so many kids have these crazy ass... just want to do these crazy ass things when they grow up. All the time. Well, nowadays kids just want to do streaming, so...
Lonely. Chronically single. Broke. Because you're a realist or whatever. I choose to live in reality. Reality whooping your ass.
Facts. For real.
And it's because that's not how we were supposed to live. See, I don't know how many people are gonna understand this, and that's the point that I'm even gonna make.
What you gonna say?
I don't know if y'all gonna be able to understand this, but
what you gonna say
with me, bro.
Let me hear it.
I would rather be in a situation when it comes to relationships, right? This is the best way I can break it down. I'd rather be in a situation where I'm in a toxic relationship with somebody than being not in a relationship at all, ever. And I know on the surface that sounds fucking crazy, but hear me out. If you had the chance to be in toxic relationships for the rest of your life versus never being one at all, a lot of people on the surface be like, oh, I'm just never going to choose one at all because you're too much of a realist, right? You hear all these self-improvement people, whatever, right? But that is only going to lead you to a lonely life.
Better to have loved and lost than have never to have loved at all. What is the saying, bro? I got a whole lot to talk about with like relationships and stuff like that in the future, so I'm not going to get into that right now. But just understanding what being a realist and being like logical can do for somebody, that's just like, that's some scary shit. When think about all the people who were out here talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna get this nice paying job in the tech industry, right? Gonna be a programmer, work on computers, work on software, back end, you know what I'm saying? What I went to school for, by the way, I forgot to mention, that's what the hell I went to school for. Yeah, I know all of these people who sacrifice their money, time, and mental health, some of them, to make a good, solid living, a good, comfortable living, now are struggling to even work at Walmart, McDonald's. Like, these people are struggling, who have all these qualifications from school, who have all the hell. Some of them got qualifications in the working field. They've been graduated. Because it's hard as hell to find a job right now because of AI. AI. All these people who just sacrifice all their time in schooling, it's like, actually, no, we don't really need you no more. We know you went to school for like 5.5 years and you got a degree that's worth like $130,000. But we have this. This is my laptop. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah, this is my laptop. We have this to replace you, so yeah, we don't need you no more. And then in the future, we're going to need pretty much everybody just to support this. So that's what the new jobs are going to be. When they're talking about AI is going to create all these new jobs, yeah, these new jobs that they're talking about are going to be just maintenance on this, like you're some fucking cyber engineer type shit.
Having low emotions, never going through shit. See, going through heartbreak, going through hard times in a relationship, going through the ups and downs, emotional roller coasters and shit. Yeah, sure, like that shit is not ideal. But at the same time, at least you're feeling shit. Because that's what life is. Nigga, life is feeling. Life is feeling.
Yeah.
Bro, the logic, like, bro, you gotta understand. Even making money, right? You don't give a fuck about money. You don't give a fuck about the actual physical paper. You don't give a fuck about the card in your wallet. You care about how money makes you feel.
Facts.
You don't give a fuck about the actual car.
Yup.
You don't give a fuck about the car.
Yup.
You give a fuck about how the car makes you feel.
And who likes it. Now it's just like, bro, you know, when you understand what you want this shit for, just like clothes, you know what I'm saying? Just like crazy ass house that is only going to be a couple people living in. That's why all these people that buy these big ass houses be wanting to fill them with it, because when you buy a big ass house, when you buy a huge ass mansion, that shit gets lonely quick. You in a giant gorgeous ass mansion by yourself. There's nothing worse than that. When it comes to wanting money to do this, want money to do that. When people go on vacation, they don't want to just go for the location, just to experience the people, to experience the way of life. You know what I'm saying? How the people live, the food. Well, yeah, the food. But I mean, you know what I mean. They want to go there just to post it on the Instagram. They want to go there just to live stream. You know what I'm saying? They want to go there just to the passport bros, just to find a woman. They don't give a fuck about the culture there. You think niggas give a damn about the culture in Thailand, bro? Come on, bro. Let's keep it real.
Or how people make you feel when they download the car that you buy. Are y'all seeing?
Exactly.
At the end of the day, I would rather feel something than not feel anything at all. And that's the problem with realists.
Yeah.
Realists are trying to logic their way through life, and it's not fucking working. It ain't working for you, bruh. It ain't working. Because the shit was not meant to be lived that way. Especially not now. We are living in times where it's impossible to get a goddamn job. You have to be delusional to get through these days, my guy. You can't just be, oh yeah, I'm finna go get me a regular office job no more, my nigga. That shit getting replaced. You got to be delusional, my nigga. You got to go and you gotta go get it.
Battery died, storage died. Let's continue.
It's just such a better way to live your life. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. It's just so much more fun. It's much more fun. It gives you purpose. It gives you drive, right? Now, obviously, there has to be a balance. I'm not saying everyone go quit their jobs and whoop-de-whoop. But what I'm saying is, bro, give your own life meaning. You feel? Don't sit here and be like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. Fuck all the self-limiting shit, dude. Fuck all the self-limiting. You can literally do anything. You want to be Superman? Become Superman, bro.
Shout out to Kam, bro. Shout out to that video. A lot more of his stuff. Do a lot more videos on his videos in the future. All it comes down to is just understanding what you want to do for your life, and whatever that is, if you want to just go be a manager at Amazon warehouse, then that's what you want to do. You gonna be the best damn manager on the planet, nigga. You know, you better understand that. Come on, we about to wrap this video up.
Gen Z is getting fired at alarming rates. I just read this article from Fortune that says that 6 in 10 employers have already fired Gen Z workers that they hired out of college. Not laid off, but fired within months of hiring them. And if you're early in your career, you need to hear why, because the reasons are completely fixable. Now, this article surveyed nearly 1,000 business leaders, and 3/4 of them said that they were unsatisfied with their Gen Z hires. Here are the 3 biggest reasons they're letting Gen Z workers go. Number 1 is a lack of initiative. 50% of bosses said that this was the problem. Gen Z workers are waiting to be told what to do instead of taking initiative themselves. They don't raise their hands.
And that right there pretty much sums up what we've been talking about this whole video, bro. It sums it up. When you don't take initiative for whatever you do, right, and be delusional in doing it, you might have to bullshit your way through when you first get hired to make it, right? You might not know what the hell going on, but you gonna bullshit. You know what I'm saying? If I was chose to be a doctor and somebody's life was in my hands, I wouldn't know what the fuck to do. But if that's just what I'm doing now, I mean, shit, I'm gonna bullshit my way into possibly maybe trying to save a life. He probably would die. I'm just keeping real. He probably would die. But still, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I would do what I need to do to at least try it, bro.
I got let go for poor communication on a project that I literally flagged 3 separate times. 3 times. I told my manager in our one-on-one that this timeline was unrealistic, but she didn't care. I brought it up in the team stand-up. I even mentioned it in a cross-functional thing.
Okay. So there's got to be something's going on. There's something about that. What's Illuminati used to say? There's something about you we don't know about. I feel there's likely more to the story. You won't get fired over one failed project. I think we can end it off right there.